Well, I was wondering, is that is in fact Maxwell House, which is good to the last drop,
Yes,
right,
it is.
right behind you.
Delicious to the last drop.
Show sponsored by Maxwell House.
Oh.
Good to the last drop.
If you just wait a second, let me turn this up
Mhm.
and turn this back down and turn that up so I can hear you. There. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get the can. Say what you want while I'm gone. Make fun of me.
So right now, as we speak, Kevin is going off to get the can, and we can see Kevin's living room. And Kevin is wearing a pair of gray shorts, and he's kind of shuffling to the side. If you look over to the left, you can see a telescope. It is small, so one would imagine the telescope is for possibly viewing people in the lake, possibly viewing neighbors, as opposed to viewing the stars and such.
What in the world?
I was talking about your telescope and how you probably spy on people in the lake.
Yeah. Women in bikinis and in kayaks.
That's what I imagined, but that's understandable.
Of course it is. Wow, I'll tell you.
Impolite, but understandable.
This is a can of Maxwell House.
How big is it across?
Across, it would be... All right, well, this makes up to 240 cups. 6 fluid ounce cups of ground coffee. How many scoops
is a cup?
For me, it's... if you do a scoop per cup, goodness. 3 scoops makes 8 cups for me. So we'll do
3 scoops is like a pot.
Right. So I would.
Do you like it strong or do you like it weak?
I like it medium strong.
So probably just medium in the middle. Like when you go to like Denny's, do you think that the coffee is strong or weak?
Good question. I don't know. I haven't had Denny's coffee.
Well, how about McDonald's? McDonald's coffee is actually pretty all right. They've switched it up.
It's flavorful, but it's kind of weak.
It's not bad. It used to be really bad. It was very waterful, but now it's coffeeful, which is nice.
All right, so guess what's in here? It is not coffee.
I don't want you to shake it. I feel like that'll give it away. I already had an idea going in. I think that inside of the can is 4 harmonicas and 3 kazoos.
Oh. 5 harmonicas and 3. No, you're absolutely wrong. Would you like to take another guess?
I think that inside of is not coffee, but tea bags.
Gross. No, not. I'm opening the thing. The lid is off. You do get an audible sound to check and see. You ready? Here we go.
Okay. That's weird. It sounds like it could be things wrapped in plastic or maybe plastic things. Is it lollipops? Like the individually wrapped kind that your dentist will give you?
Stick format, but no.
Not a lollipop, not a harmonica, nor a kazoo. No. It is, in fact, a rock candy stick. No, those are wooden sticks.
Are you ready? Because you'll never guess.
I might eventually guess, but go ahead.
All right.
Those are, in fact... hypodermic needles? Is that what they are?
That's exactly what they are. It's filled with hypodermic needles.
Do you have to inject yourself with medicines? Is that
every day? Yes.
For your steroids, your human growth hormone?
No. No, this is a medicine that keeps me walking. This is the MS medicine. Shot once a day when I've filled up, well, since 2005, I probably filled out about 30 or 40 of these already. But
where do you have to inject it into?
During the week, it's, and you can't really see this at home, but it's Monday through Sunday, 7 spots. So it's arm, stomach, hip, leg.
When you get the stuff, do you have to get a spoon and a lighter and heat it up before you pull it into the hypodermic, or do you just...
That's silly. No, you microwave it.
Oh, do you? That's the...
No.
You have to make sure not to put the spoon in there.
Exactly, because all that lightning, that cool-ass purple lightning starts happening.
I have never put like anything metal in the microwave. I've always been so wary.
Start with tin foil and then enjoy that
happens?
show.
Like
what's purple lightning starts flying all over the place, and then eventually your microwave explodes.
Oh, is that what happens? How long would that take?
Oh, start with 10 seconds, and around the 3-second mark, start running.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. That was super weird, just like how you said.
And now we can start the show.
And now it's time for Pretentious Podcast with Brian and Zerbinator.
I'm sorry for yelling at you during the theme song.
Look, I didn't think that you were yelling at me, but we're getting to the point where it's like you're constant harping on the yelling. Sort of, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, because I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you. And that was rude of me.
It was a little rude, and honestly, if you want me to continue to co-host a show with you, you gotta understand this is, it's just kind of a fun time for me. It's not like work, and if you're trying to make me stick to a schedule like that, I think things could get awkward.
Well, all right, so I'll just back off.
That probably could be.
Can we do the show now?
I want to do the show. I'm here to do the show.
Opening gab
early to do the
opening
show.
gab.
I thought we did the opening gab when we did the thing about the coffee can.
No, we have to do it now after the theme song.
You people don't understand.
You people? What do you mean by you people?
He sends me this paper with like everything on it that he wants to do and about how long he wants it to be. And he doesn't leave a lot of time for creativity. And on top of that,
You've had this paper for a month.
There are parts on here that he wants to do that aren't even on the paper. I see why Doug is mad all the time. I see why Ferg is always swearing.
Yeah, that's true.
I get it now. I get it now.
Do you want to swear too?
No, I don't really swear very much.
You don't really swear that much, do you?
No. Only when I'm like super angry. Like when you hear me start swearing, it's like, kicks are about to get thrown.
And not the cereal. You're talking.
No, that's what I meant, actually. It's my preferred brand, and I get mad, and I will. From time to time, I'll throw a box. I don't care. I don't care.
I throw my pops.
What?
I throw my pops. Well, opening gab is how are you doing? So let's do opening gabs. How have you been since the last time we recorded? Dude,
I'm all right. Let me briefly tell you about this. Do you know the film Jackie Brown, the Quentin Tarantino film?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's right there in my collection. It's one of my favorites.
Cool, one of my favorites too. And last night they had a screening of it at our downtown theater, and on top of that, they had Robert Forster, who played Max Cherry, the bail bondsman in the movie.
Yeah,
was going to be there doing a Q&A. So. And this is like one of my absolute favorite movies.
Awesome.
He's my favorite character in the movie. He's like, I don't know, whatever it is, like my wife and I sort of connected over watching this movie, and he was like the character that we both enjoyed. He feels like a person, like we both like, we like the Max Cherry character. So we were both excited about going to this deal. And then when we went there, like we went into the theater and we got there a bit late. And he was standing in the lobby. Like, he was just standing there in the lobby with a big soda, like an extra large movie theater soda.
Slurping.
And I'm just like, hey, you're Robert Forster. And he's like, hey, nice to meet you. And I got to talk to him for like 5-10 minutes. It was like a super comfortable, super nice conversation. Dude is the best.
Did you record it or anything? Did you for your own show or for this show or for any show?
I did not. I asked him if that would be okay, and he said it would be, but he wanted it for his own podcast. It would be for the Robert Forster cast.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't willing to sign over the rights, but it did come up. It came
not
up.
Without a little bit of frankness.
A little green, a little skrill going back and forth.
Throw some Benjamins down, my friend.
Mm-hmm. He was wearing sweatpants, which I thought was
odd,
interesting. Like track pants, not like sweats.
Okay.
Like the more like nylon track pants, Yeah.
What, he thought maybe some of the fans might be a little interested?
I don't know.
Easy access.
I've never done like a Q&A, but I think if I did, I'd probably wear like a blazer, like a coat.
Yeah, show up in an outfit that makes people go, this guy is more important than every other guy in the room.
It was cool though. He was just standing there with this big soda, like the extra large, super big soda, just
Does it say
blurb.
Big Gulp on the side?
No, it was. I think they have Pepsi cups, like they're.
Oh, this movie theater cup.
Yeah, movie theater cup, the big blue Pepsi cup, and I'm like,
the $8.
Check it out. It's Max Cherry drinking a Diet Dr Pepper over by the escalator.
Well, that's still pretty awesome that you got a chance to meet him.
I got to meet him. It was great. He asked me my name. I told him my name, and he's a really nice guy. It was a lot of fun.
Did he slurp at the bottom when it was almost empty?
He was still drinking while we were talking, which is kind of cool. Got to see him He was just really like a normal dude.
Quint's a cool guy. I can picture that happening.
It was pretty fun. How are you?
I didn't do anything that interesting.
I usually don't. This was a rare, interesting event.
That's pretty cool, though. Did you get any pictures before I go on my story?
I did not. I'm not like a picture dude, but I did. I knew he was going to be there, and I knew that there was a chance that I might get to, see him. So I brought a Jackie Brown videotape, like a VHS tape.
Yeah.
Which was like my personal tape, like the tape that I had since the movie came out, and I brought that with, and I got him to sign it.
Awesome. So, I was going to ask. Beautiful.
Yeah. It worked out perfect because he's right there, and I'm like, look, I'm a weirdo. My wife has a videotape in her purse. He's like, huh, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
That's got to make him feel good too, to know that you've been a fan that long.
Yeah, it's like I've always had it. It's like on a shelf. You can see it over there, and now it's cool.
Now you make it face you instead of just looking at the binding.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Well, I went to Virginia to pick up the last remnants of my belongings, and that was fun. I got to see.
You had lived there previously?
I grew up in Arlington, Virginia, and moved up here to Connecticut when the kids...
Zerb fact.
Yeah.
You need to get a drop that says a Zerb fact. Like with a lightning bolt, like Zerb fact. And every time you reveal something about your background, Zerb fact.
Well, the kids had kids, and we came up here. Mm-hmm. And been here 4 years. It took us this long to get everything done.
How long have you lived there?
4 years.
Zerb fact.
4 years on August 22nd, 2013 is when I arrived. So almost exactly 4 years. The cool part about all that is, or uncool if you want to say it, is that I have too much crap everywhere.
It does look like that.
You can see behind me the boxes I have to go through.
Compared to the last time I saw, it's,
Well, this is what I recorded all my music on.
Quite slovenly, in my opinion, but you got to live your life how you live your life,
Can you see that?
Do you know what? I used to have one of those. When you were talking about how you had that,
yeah,
I was thinking how I think I had the exact same thing. I recently
Porta Studio 488.
Yeah, the exact same one.
I wish you sold it to me because the cassette player's broken on this. And those folks playing the home game, this is the Tascam Porta Studio 488 Mark II. That is an 8-channel mixer recorder for cassette. Mm-hmm. So, needless to say, let me put this down because it's heavy. Oh,
it's a really neat device. I used to hook different cassette players into it and try to make weird mixes on them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about doing that. I used it for writing music for over 10 years and recording people and making money and recording other people and things like that. So I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of cassette tapes that I have to go through.
You have recordings of other people? Different things you produced and stuff?
Different singers, different bands in Arlington, Virginia and around. Took it to record people playing live. Used it to everything but podcasting because podcasting didn't start until 2006 and 7, I guess.
It's relatively new.
It's about 10 years old now. Mm-hmm. And so I got tons of tapes to go through, and I get it all set up, and I plug it in, turn it on, and the word Tascam comes across the EQ and line thing. I'm so excited, and then I go to push play on the tape, and nothing. It's dead. So I cleaned it out, air dusted it, vacuumed it, plugged it back in. It's dead.
You think it's the motor, probably?
Yeah, I think it's shot. Plus, I remember vaguely putting my fist into it when I got ticked off one day about me trying to do a riff and I couldn't. I used to have that anger issue.
I did too.
Before Lexapro, where I would play notes and then if I couldn't get the piece right or the song right or the solo down, I'd be like, and then the machine
has to go somewhere,
Yeah, it does. So, and you can see my fist print right there into the main board. So I guess that's probably why the cassette player doesn't work.
That's possible. Not necessarily the reason. It could just be. Could be like the
hatred towards humans.
The belts disintegrate.
The belts could have disintegrated too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how
that happens. Like with VCRs, I like VCRs, and I'm always like picking them up. They're super cheap nowadays. And
yeah, they are.
A lot of times, like the belts just have disintegrated, and in which case I just throw them away. Throw them in garbage.
Or you can just replace them with the new ones that you purchase.
Yeah, you could. I guess.
Ion sells VCRs, USB VCRs.
Really?
The Ion company. And they sell cassette, records, and VHS machines that will.
Are they a sponsor of the show?
Not yet.
We should not talk about them. We should only talk negatively of them if they're not. That's how it's going to work with sponsors around here. We're going to talk bad about you unless you come correct with the green, in which case we'll reverse course. So
give us some of those Benjamins.
What don't you like about Ion Company?
I don't like the fact that they name themselves after a minuscule cell.
Mm-hmm. Weak. Super weak.
Lame.
They stink.
And what can you do? You can't, it's not trademarked. Cell doesn't have any rights.
We could form our own Ion Corporation.
We could. Nobody could stop us.
We probably should.
We should. Would you like to talk about some rants in our pants?
And now, let's hear some rants from our pants.
Would you like to rant first this time?
I did last time, and yes, I would.
Did you rant first last time?
Yeah, because you weren't sure what to do yet.
Well, all right, I will go first. I have what was the clap? You clapping for me?
I'm clapping out of excitement for your rants in your pants.
It's not much of a rant as much as it's a complaint with a question, maybe. Me and the wife and the kid.
Softer as you go. Go ahead.
What was that?
I said it was getting softer as you go. Went from a rant to a complaint to more of a question.
Well, it is a rant with a complaint, and also there's a question about how you would feel or how would you react to this. So we're on a trip and traveling. It's like a stressful thing, no matter how much fun you're having. And I had a bit of a headache. Where we were, there was like a dry climate, and it's just I felt like a bit like a prune, just kind of shriveled up and dry, and I had a bit of a headache. So I asked the wife. The wife is like, in general, the keeper of the pills.
She's
the
wives.
Pusher. Yeah, they kind of tend to, they have the purse, they have the aspirin in the purse, they have all the stuff in the purse. So
she's the drug
lord. Do you have something for my head? Do you have like an Anacin or like a Bufferin or something? And
a Nuprin, just something.
I'm like, do you have a Nuprin or a Motrin? Just anything that you might have in there a Vicodin, a Soma, just whatever you have, I'll take, because I got a bit of a headache. And she goes into her purse and she pulls out a bottle and she hands it to me. And I shake out a couple. I think it was 3. I shook out 3, and I took them and I handed it back. And she goes, Did you pick the Anacin? And I go, what do you mean? She's like, I put all the pills in there. And I said, what do you mean you put all the pills in there? She's like, I threw, the allergy pills and, her prescription pill, just all the pills into the same bottle. And I just shook out 3 and just took them. And what I want to know is, was this my fault? Yes. Or is it her fault for not saying, this is the bottle with like all the. It was an Anacin bottle. I also want to point out it was like that kind of. I looked at the bottle. I saw it said Bufferin, so I took a few. And she's like, "No, that's just like everything. That's like the asthma pills. That's the estrogen, just everything."
Before we continue, I have to ask, what was the result of this ingestion?
A bit drowsy. I got a bit drowsy. I think I may have taken a. What is the allergy pill that they...
Loratadine.
What's it? No, the one allergy pill, like the antihistamine that makes you drowsy.
Antihistamine. Benadryl.
Benadryl. There was some Benadryls in there. Sometimes I'll take a Benadryl to help me get to sleep. And, it's kind of when you're traveling.
Yeah.
It's sort of hard to sleep in a different environment. So I'll take one of those and get the drowse on. So
was your headache gone?
My headache was gone, but I did feel as if I was somewhat in an old Bugs Bunny cartoon when he gets hit in the head and things are spinning around.
All right.
But I'm going to say that it didn't affect my enjoyment of the trip, and in a lot of ways, it kind of added to it.
It kind of enhanced it.
It enhanced the vibe in a lot of ways.
All right. Whose fault is it was your first question?
That was the question. That is the question.
There's a 50-50 here.
I need to lay blame.
Now, to give you a correct answer, let me ask you this. Has your wife done it before, throwing all the pills into one bottle for trips?
Yes. Just...
leaning towards your fault more now.
I have since found out that that's just generally what she does.
Did you know this before?
I did not know this because
then it goes back to
I'll be like,
equal party.
Do you have the pill? And she'll just hand me the pill.
Was there any mention at all that this is the case with the? I guess not. If you were going to take it all at once like that,
I just took it. I may have taken hastily.
I think you might have taken him hastily, but yeah, I think the 50-50 is the answer here because she could have warned you. But deep down, do you think that maybe she didn't want to warn you just to see what would happen?
Just to see. Maybe she has her eyes on the insurance money, that big-time insurance that I got.
This show is going to be titled The Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins.
That's what this is.
All about stacking those chips, those big stacks, dude. That's what we're about here on the Pretentious Podcast. Look at that money. Getting paid.
That is a good rant. That is a wonderful rant. But yes, 50-50 on the blame. And
to be honest, and I don't want to diffuse the rant, most of the time, and this is the case with this, when something happens, the blame is usually on yourself. You're usually responsible for your own situations, and
especially your own drug intake.
I think that, I have decided, this was a little while ago, you canceled on me the other week, so this was something that I had stored up, and it actually took place a month ago. But I still, since then, have decided that I'm going to be the bigger man and say it was my fault.
Okay. Thanks for the jab. I appreciate that.
Oh, do you?
I guess I should say something about that.
Do you want me to say something?
No,
about
I
that?
should. I did cancel on you that week. We were supposed to record an episode 2 weeks ago.
It was hurtful.
It was very hurtful, and I made you angry again, tonight.
You did not make me angry.
And
annoyed at most.
I annoyed you because at very short notice, I said I could not record that night.
I wasn't throwing the kicks. The kicks weren't thrown.
Okay, then I feel better. But yeah, and.
Just said, dang it, I had a note card full of gold.
But it bothered you enough to bring it up in this recording.
You asked, look, when you open the floodgates and a rant comes out, you don't know what direction it's going to go. You might think you're doing the right thing, but the flood might go over a town. You just don't know.
The levees weren't set in the proper order, and
the levees are broke.
And we got some leakage.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of leakage...
Mm-hmm.
Leakage. Well, this is my rant.
Let's hear it.
I'm watching.
Don't involve me in it, though.
Not at all.
I'm a little sensitive.
No. My rant is I was watching the Haunted. I think it's called the Haunted House Network. It's something I'm a part of because I love Halloween.
Is that on the Roku?
No, this is on Facebook, and what they do is show haunted house items that you can purchase. Blood, hands, limbs for haunted houses, ghost thingies, projectors that shoot these awesome things up on the wall for your haunted house.
Do you put together a haunted house?
Dark ride. I used to. I did it for 30 years, actually, in Virginia. Every Halloween, we put on a haunted house. It was great. There's a video on my Facebook page, as a matter of fact, about it's almost a 20-minute video, I think, of the haunted houses through the years and what we used to build. But this thing was...
Where could somebody find that?
The video I'm speaking of which?
Yes.
I will link it to this show note.
I'm going to look for it right now.
Oh, well, go ahead. But let me tell you this rant. So I'm watching the Haunted News Network. That's what it was, the Haunted News Network. And they're showing the haunted con, the haunted house con, where people buy and sell all kinds of monstrosities, a bunch of animatronic monsters.
Monstrosities.
And it's awesome. I wish I could go to one of these. Now, here's the rant. I'm watching this, and the focus is not on the Halloween goodies, but how freaking fat people are.
What?
I mean, fat. And I can say this because I am fat. I am the chubby wubby. You are not. That's why I couldn't connect you with this, by the way.
I'm carrying more than I should, like anybody in their 40s, I guess,
When your arm has 10 dimples in it, when you are walking, and I can't see the display because of how wide you are, but I just cannot believe. And I would say, oh, these poor people have a problem. But not when you have 60 to 80 obese people in this video of a tour of a haunted con. And it's just, my thing is... Do
you think maybe it could have been a tour group? Like maybe like a Overeaters Anonymous tour? Maybe
No.
That was there at the time they were shooting the video, possibly?
No, because some of them were the ones that were actually working the displays. Some of them actually had staff written on their shirt, because you can read it from very far away.
Where was this at?
I think it was hosted in, I'm going to guess, maybe Florida or California.
Not California, I'll tell you that.
Okay, well, it's just, I could not believe the size of these people. And it got to me. So I started to pay more attention from that video on, noticing how fat this country is getting. And I think that's my rant.
You're fat shaming, Kevin.
Fat, yeah, damn right I'm fat shaming. We need to seriously, as a human race, and I'm thinking about all these poor starving people in other countries, and we're walking around in here just like we are all on the cast of Wall-E by Disney. We're all just...
So for you,
what is... irritating. Boy, it's irritating.
So for you, Kevin, what is the...
appropriate...
What is the over-calorie delight that you go for the most? Like, if you could... Let's say you could be hypnotized. Like, I fall prey to sweet treats. Like I like candy. I also like peanut butter. I eat a lot of peanut butter. And if I could hypnotize myself to no longer enjoy sweets, that would be beneficial. If you could also be hypnotized, what do you think would be the key to getting you down to a slim 135?
Now, what's sad is the answer is going to be what we're going out to eat tonight, which is pizza, chicken wings.
Is the most delightful food of all the foods.
I finish a pizza by myself, and my wife will order a croissant.
What's the preferred pizza place for you guys?
Tonight we're going to Crystal's.
Where is that?
Christo's, I'm sorry. Did I say Crystal's? That makes no sense.
Christo's.
Christo's is here in Wallingford, Connecticut. A beautiful restaurant owned by a really, really nice guy. And he is a very cool man, and I go in and talk to him for an extended period of time. We both had the same haircut. And
what's the style of pizza? Deep dish or more traditional thin style?
It's a mix of Italian and Greek, and it's delicious. Up here in Connecticut, if you want good pizza, well, it's Connecticut, first of all, so every place you go for pizza is perfect.
Seriously? Really?
Dead serious. It's delicious.
Because when we're sitting around and we're talking pizza, when me and my homies, my posse, the crew, we're talking pizza. When Connecticut comes up, we kind of go, I don't know, man.
Are you kidding me? Have they tried it out here?
I don't know if you guys come correct. The word on the street is you guys don't keep it real, that your pizza is kind of has pineapples on it and such. All right, that's what I hear.
I'm kind of crushed that you would do that. And the pineapple comment is sad. There
Me
are
and the pizza posse. We say that you guys like pineapple and ham on your pizza. That's just what I hear.
This posse obviously has not traveled the world.
The pizza posse.
The old PP has not. That's funny because you're in the PP, but you're on the PP right now. But the pizza posse needs to educate themselves on North New England pizzas because
they're educated. The pizza posse.
The Italians came over here, and the Greeks came over here, and they got together and they said, "Let's make a pizza." And ever since then, it's been pizza heaven up here. In fact,
look, when we're talking good pizza, we're talking like Little Caesars, we're talking Pizza Hut, we're talking Costco pizza, we're talking Totino's party pizzas. These are the big pizzas of the day. I don't know, man. You can agree to disagree.
I do agree to disagree. But that's my rant, is that big people have gotten bigger, and it needs to seriously the heart attack rate is super huge. And now I'm looking into it to see, just make sure it's not just me, like going nuts over big people because I lost 10 pounds. My goal now is to get back to a weight that I'm supposed to be at this age and shun those that are bigger than me.
What is your plan to get to the weight that you want to get? Because if you don't, if you don't make like a serious plan and stick to it, it's like you're not gonna get through it. My wife has a Fitbit, and it keeps track of her steps, and she's in her 40s too, and like having to get like her 10,000 steps every single day has like helped her like to get to the goal she's wanted, because it's it's on her wrist. She sees it. It's like it reminds her all the time. It might be something to consider. Like I find that when you quantify your workouts, it's more, you tend to stick to them more than if you just kind of make a goal of like, I want to do this. You got to figure out, how am I going to do this? And then the hard part is like sticking to the how you're going to do it. That's
well, my answer would definitely be walking, which is something I used to do with my dog all the time when my dog was alive. Now that she's dead, it's just like, it's annoying because you're dragging her. No, you should get a new one. Oh yeah, a live. I would recommend getting a live one this time because they're a little furry fitness machine. I walk my dog twice a day, and it's like, yes, you do. And she hounds me for it too, which is good. She'll like get in my face, like, come on, let's go. Hounds you. Yeah, but like she'll get up in my grill, be like, come on, let's go for a walk. So I miss that so much. Yes, I tried taking my cat for a walk, and it was more of a tumble. They don't go for it. No, they do not. You could put him in a stroller. I've seen people do that. I don't recommend it. They get upset. They tend to. Okay. A neighbor of mine has a dog named Eli. It's so cute. It's a greyhound. I would love to have a greyhound. Ask to walk Eli. Just say, hey, I'll take him for you. I was thinking about that, but then the old guy, he probably wants to walk his dog, which I respect. But look, what are you trying to do? Get close to my dog? Get your own dog. Exactly. That's what happens. Just go get one. Well, that's up here. It's a matter of $250 to get a dog that isn't flea ridden, half dead, missing an eye. Like from the shelter or whatever? Yeah, and they're all pit bulls. That's what ticks me off. I want a lab, a sweet female yellow lab. From what I understand, there's like labs bite more than pit bulls. I don't know if that's that's what I've heard. I think it's a numbers issue. I just think there's more labs, so people get like more lab bites than pit bull bites. Well, the pit bulls will go after the popo, and they'll like cause illegalities that get you in trouble in court. I would get a pit bull. I've never had one, but like in my exposure to them, they've been just as like nice as any other dog. I've seen, I've never. But if you do not want a kiss from a pit bull and they start trying to kiss you, you are getting a kiss from a pit bull. They're physically intimidating, and you've heard all this stuff. So when you see one, you get scared. You just kind of automatically kind of tense up. But I do anyway. But it's like I find that once you're exposed to the dog and you see the dog is just like a dog. I still pucker up down there. Dude, that's your instinct. You're like, it's dog's gonna lockjaw me on my throat. My jugular will no longer exist. So those are my rants and your rants. We did pretty good. I feel like I stepped all over your rant, and I apologize. No, you didn't. We added to it. That's fine. It was beautiful. I did. You didn't. You helped me because once I said people are fat, that's it. What else can you say? And you kept it going, and I appreciate it. One thing I did that I shouldn't have done is I exposed my membership in the Pizza Posse, and it's an elite society of party pizza eaters, and I wonder if I'm afraid that I might be out. They might oust you. They might oust me just for exposing it on the number one podcast on the planet Earth. Now, what is the name of it again? The Pizza Parlor. The Pizza Posse. The Pizza Parlor Posse. The PPP. The Pizza Parlor Party Pizza Posse is what it was. The PPP. We're the elite. We're the elite pizza eaters. Oh, so it's EPP. We eat all the elite pizza. Tony's, huh? Totino's is good. Tombstone. We go for the Tombstones a lot. I gotta admit, I like Tombstone. There's this pizza brand called Dick's. They have a Walmart. We love that pizza. It's delicious. We go to Dick's Mountain Mike's. Mountain Mike's Pizza down the street. It's delicious. It's all you can eat. CC's Pizza, $4.99, all you can eat. Oh,
It's just the best pizza in the world.
We do have a place here called Party Pizza where you get this bigger,
Chuck E. Cheese.
bigger than a party. I mean, it's like this big by this big. It's like the pool table, and it's $5. It's disgusting.
It's probably super high quality with really great ingredients in a home style homemade tradition.
Home style pizza, yeah, that I could make out of a bag of newspaper and
I can make out of a can of biscuits and some pasta sauce.
A can of Friskies pate.
When I was a kid, I grew up in Illinois. We didn't move to California until I was in the 4th grade. And, like, they had Shakey's Pizza there. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Shakey's. We used to have that in Virginia, yeah.
The thing I remember about Shakey's Pizza was, like, there was this rumor going around, like a schoolyard rumor, that Shakey's Pizza used dog food on the pizza. So it was like everybody would stay away from there. And, like, if you went somewhere and they had the Shakey's Pizza, you'd be like, oh, snap, we can't eat that. There's dog food on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for Facebook Sidebar.
Oh, were you throwing that to me? Because I was looking at the Facebook sidebar.
No, that's
Facebook Sidebar. Should I say it like that or Facebook Sidebar? I could also say it like Facebook Sidebar.
I like that last one.
And now, the Facebook Sidebar.
That was me imitating the Beatles on Please Stand By.
I thought you were imitating a little kid who said red rum on The Shining.
That's maybe. No.
Well, you can take it away, sir. You get the first pick.
I'm looking at through the sidebar, and I'm trying to... Oh, all of this is so just inflammatory right now. All of this news, all the news right now is very...
Well, we've had a very rough past weekend.
It's been a rough kind of time lately.
Very. You want me? I'm going for one away.
I had a thought about that. It's like there's a lot of fear right now. I think that not all, but a lot of these problems are they're just fear driven. People are, afraid of their lifestyles changing. They're afraid of this. They're afraid of that. And
then they start barking. Like
you gotta get. Yeah, exactly. You get scared and then you feel like you have to defend yourself. You just have to not give in to these sort of things. You gotta...
True.
Like that British poster, you just gotta keep calm and carry on. And I'm not gonna say that you need to ignore the world as it is, but when you get these people out here, they're just like barking like crazy, the more attention you pay to them, the louder they bark.
Very true. Very
and I'm not
true.
saying that you should just let them run wild over the streets, because that's not true either. But
that's what's happening.
When you get a fire and you get another fire and you put them together, and then you get like a big explosion. You get a big explosion. So I don't know what you want to. A lot of the fear to me seems it's driven by people being afraid of like what people are going to take. People are afraid of immigrants or people whatever, and they're afraid of like they're going to take from our system. They're going to endanger our way of life. They're going to do all these things. And I think that it may be a way to look at it. One second. It may be a way to look at it is let's not see what they're going to take. Let's see what people can give. Because everybody has a potential to take, but they also have the power to like enrich things. This is important to try to give things a chance before you wave a Nazi flag and take to the streets.
The sad part is that exactly what you said, but it even goes even further. It's what are they going to take from me? Because there is a lot of entitlement nowadays, and it has to do with devices like what I got right here in my hand, and everything is me, mine, and there's this circle of maybe 10 inches outside of my body which you are not allowed to touch, look at, and come near. And that's what everybody's afraid of, that being affected, because everybody is cozy in their own cells and do not want to work together with others to
their own
fix
cells.
it. Yeah, and it's terrible. But then you have the ones who do, and when they do step out of there, the ones that are stuck in their own cells are like, wait a minute, you can't do that because I don't agree with it. And then everybody starts killing each other. And the latest thing to do is, of course, get in a car and start pile driving through people. That seems to be the greatest fad and the sickest, most disgusting thing that we can come up with to make a point that we don't like something, and that's just disgusting. And
it's a scary
weak.
time right now.
Yeah, it's very scary, and it's weak, and it's cowardly, and so do you want to start first with your Facebook sidebar?
So here on the Facebook sidebar, I see that Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a character in the film franchise Star Wars. I'm not sure.
True.
If you're too familiar with this, he's an old fella. He wears a robe. He lives in a cave in the desert. He's kind of a loner, and through the powers of some mystical, they call it the Force. And, he's able to do miraculous things. I guess that's the idea. I haven't seen it myself. I've only heard of people say, but from what I can see here, there is in fact going to be a standalone movie for this Obi-Wan Kenobi character.
Absolutely.
What can you tell me about? Why does his name have a dash?
Oh, the reason his name has a... you don't want to say Obi-Wan as if it's one word.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Obi-Wan Kenobi?
It's Obi-Wan. Maybe this is a deal like in some Asian countries where the family name goes first, and he had progressive parents, like, his mom's name was Obi and his dad's name was Wan, and they combined the two names together
to make
it like a hyphenated last name. Maybe
could have been the connection. Maybe the wedding ring in the middle.
What kind of a name is Kenobi?
Kenobi is something that is better than the Cannot Nobi.
Is this going to star Ewan McGregor? He was the one, from the prequels. Is that who they're going to go?
They should. That would be appropriate. If they get somebody else, that just screws up the whole story again. I
would definitely watch it. I know that I would go watch it, but that's not an idea that has me really jazzed.
Well, everybody gets their own film. All of the characters. I'm sure there'll
eventually
be a Chewbacca movie. I'm sure
that would get me jazzed. Coming up, Chewbacca was my favorite character in this film franchise. I love that Chewbacca.
I want a film for the guy who runs around and goes, "Oh, dee dee." That's what I want.
They should make one.
The ODD guy, a Jawa.
A Jawa. I would watch a movie about Jawas. I think maybe a short film, maybe a
short film. Get it?
Oh, you get it. I didn't even mean it that way, Kevin. You are on the ball right now.
I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to go with this one. Tina Fey urges Americans stay home from neo-Nazi rallies and eat a sheet cake instead.
I fully agree with that. I think that
sheet cake is much better than neo-Nazi rallies.
Also, sheet cake is my favorite kind of cake.
Unless it's a swastika cake, in which you should not eat.
I am so lowbrow when it comes to cake that there's just nothing better than like a birthday cake, like a Safeway birthday cake.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And then you eat it and you go, I just ingested 900 calories of sugar and lard, and I feel like I did that. You pay for it.
It changes the color of your bowels the next day.
I didn't know that.
Do that next time you have a cake and you have blue icing.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you take little Smurf turds the next day.
Wow.
Your turn.
Oh, let's see. So you were on the entertainment one too. If you don't know what we're doing, look at the Facebook news bar, and there are all these little icons. I am going to go to sports. I don't normally talk about sports, and we will see what is going on in the world of athletics. And let's see. I'm not familiar with any of these. Oh, Kevin Durant. He's a local basketball athlete. He plays for the hoops team known as the Golden State Warriors. They play at the Oakland Arena, which is like an hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
From my house. Yeah, he's like I guess he would be like the secondary star. This fool Steph Curry is like the star, and he's like the other star. But he said that he will not visit the White House over Trump. I guess the Warriors won the championship, which was cool. And if you do that, I guess you get to go to the White House to get a dap from the president because he has nothing better to do than to meet the team that won the NBA championship. But you get to go do that. But Kevin Durant's like, I'm not even going to go because I don't even want to talk to that dude Trump. I'm not going to do it. That's fine.
If I may, I'm not a big Trump fan either, but if you get invited to the White House, you go. I mean, what chance are you going to ever have again? Of course, the president is maybe not your favorite. And my answer on the president, this is my view of the president.
Mm-hmm.
That's my view. So still, you get an opportunity to go to the White House, you have to go just to...
Do you think?
Yeah, because you got to respect the fact of our system.
So what do you think? You're a respect the office, not the man kind of
exactly.
person?
And especially if you do not like the president, I think you should go. It gives you an opportunity to let him know how you feel without being smacky. You shouldn't smack him around.
I could see that point. Yeah. I definitely see that point. I myself, I don't know.
I would not miss a chance to historically walk the halls where Abraham Lincoln was and, all of that. And especially to see some of that. I mean, if you've never had a chance, if he's been there before, then I can understand. All right, I'm going to go on with this one. You ready for this one? Woman sues airline for $3.4 million.
What is the icon for this?
Because of the fact that there was a wedding dress in there.
Which one are you looking at? Politics?
It was on the main. But the woman sues airline for American Airlines for $3.4 million over wedding dress. She claims that a flight attendant intentionally ruined her dress.
How did they do that?
Well, apparently, I'm going to read.
You got to. I apologize. I shouldn't have asked you a question about the topic you're talking about.
That's
Didn't
all
make
right.
one have to look at it. I ruined your flow. It's the worst.
Well, there was a dispute between the American Airlines stewardess and this person, and the attendant. You can't say stewardess anymore because of apparently genitalia is questionable nowadays. So, the woman got in a fight with her, and I guess there was a red wine stain that was put onto the dress. So what you do is you get American Airlines to pay to have a new dress done, but you can't tell me that dress cost you $3.4 million. And if you spend $3.4 million on that wedding dress, guarantee you will not be married more than a year.
No?
No, because you spent too much money on a dress instead of how much money you spent on the wedding itself.
My sister-in-law made my wife's wedding dress. She is a seamstress.
How much money did she spend?
Not very much. It was just the cost of the the fabric and such, I guess.
Then I highly, highly respect that.
Couldn't have been more than a couple $100. I would.
That's beautiful to me. $3.4 million.
That's too much to spend on anything.
Dress.
That's too much to spend. Like maybe a palace. I don't know. I don't know what's out there in the world that I would ever spend $3.5 million on. I mean that with all sincerity. Like I could have $1 billion, and I don't know what I would buy outside of like a house that would ever cost that much. And even that, that's too much.
It is. And I understand the freak out because the wedding was probably the next day or the next couple of days. And what are we going to do? What am I going to wear? Doesn't matter. Your friends are there. You're there. Your fiance's there. The person giving the service is there. Enjoy your day. You could be wearing nothing, which would probably be preferred.
What was your wedding like?
My wedding was awesome. It was in Virginia at a beautiful church.
Really?
The one thing I remember the most about my wedding is standing there, and at the time, a coworker came in just in time for the wedding. She apologized for being late, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm getting married, and then all of a sudden the bell clanged at the church. Boom! Which meant the wedding was going to begin. And everything just melted, and I thought, I got to get out of here. What am I doing?
What am I doing?
I am
that all the time.
Married, and then all of a sudden, the line formed with all the bride's grooms, the groomsmen. Sorry, and we started walking, and then I realized, okay, I'm getting married. I can do this. But for a split second, that fear, I'll never forget that feeling. Like this is it. This is the rest of my life. It's over, man.
How long have you been married?
I've been married since 2004.
That's
so
it?
almost 14 years.
I'm smoking you. We're well into the 20s.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch up.
Maybe if I die.
First wedding? First marriage?
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is my fifth.
Is it sincerely? No. Second, right?
No, not even that. It's still my first.
Not even second?
No, this is my first. But
I could have sworn that you said on a show that you were overseas, and this was when you were in the Navy, that you were overseas and that you married a local lass, but you weren't sure if it counted or not because it was like the tribal chief that married you, and you didn't know if that was like was that you, or is that?
No, that was not me.
I could have sworn that was you, and it was at the episode where it was you. That show where it's you and Doug and Ferg.
The Extraordinaries.
And yeah, the one that like you guys don't have me on, even though
you are an extraordinary podcast.
Even though I am the extraordinary. But no, I could have sworn like I heard you talk about that. Like this was when you were in the Navy.
Before.
When you were.
I was never in the Navy.
You were on a submarine crew, as I recall.
Nope. I haven't even been in a boat more than 10 seconds.
Is this all like hush hush, like like Black Ops kind of stuff?
This could be. You don't want me holding a gun.
You should probably cut this. You probably want to cut this out of the show. I didn't
probably.
No, you don't.
Do you want one more headline, or shall we?
I'm good.
Let me think. You did one. I did one.
I've talked so much.
Did we do 4?
My throat hurts.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, Kev?
Well,
what you guys don't know is that we just took like a 25-minute sidebar to talk about various other things that you will never know. It's just how it's going to be sometimes. You guys aren't privy to everything.
Some things are private. Brian and I like to talk about privates.
It wasn't about that.
No.
Well, some of it, but not. I wouldn't say that's like the main topic. A bit.
However, the measurements stand true.
Yep.
That being said, I want to thank you so much for joining me again for another Pretentious podcast. I look forward to the next one. 2 weeks. All right. 2 weeks.
This one didn't hurt as bad as the last one. I'll say that.
Why did the other one hurt?
It's all, it's kind of, I don't know. It's dead. Sort of draining, emotionally draining.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm sorry for yelling at you, and I'm sorry that we cut that show from 2 weeks ago. It's all right.
It's like the thing with the pills. It's taken a while, but I've been able to find it in my heart to just move on. At least part of me has moved on. I don't know if it ever completely, but time heals all wounds. Not all of them, and some of them.
You know what else heals all wounds is sheet cake.
Sheet cake and like steroids. I've hurt myself a couple times when given steroids, for various ailments.
True.
Those cure all wounds, increase all athletic performances, all podcast performances as well. From what we're hearing today, Kev, I saw your shots.
Thank you very much. I was trying to hide those again, but yeah, it's good for you.
Kevin is injecting himself right now with some sort of an anabolic agent, like right while we speak. It's green. I can see that it's green, but beyond that, I don't. I've never seen anyone inject something directly into their ear.
It also keeps it from itching. What?
Before we go, can you do an imitation of Ferg doing a mummy?
Okay. I'm a mummy. See that guy over there? I'm going to go get him.
The mummy is such a poor character. Ferg's mummy. The general mummy.
But he does.
Did you see
a kick-ass Kermit? Did
you see the Mummy? The movie with the Tom Cruise movie?
Not yet. I'm afraid to see it because I hear it's terrible.
I saw it. It had its moments.
Be sure to check out my buddy Brian on his site, IseeRobots.com, where you can listen to his podcast, Toys R Us Report. Don't forget to also check out his show, This Boring Life. This one coming up. What is it about?
I got one coming up. It's in the works right now. It's a couple weeks from being ready to go. But it's about my friend Andy, this kid I used to hang out with in junior high. Dude was a lunatic, not in a bad way, but the kid was a maniac, and I got a million good stories about like the time I spent with this guy. Like,
okay,
a lot of good stuff.
Then check him out. All right, so thank you again. Join us next time when Brian says,
"Fare thee well, young travelers." How about that?
That's perfect.
That was my Kevin Zerb imitation. Do you like that? Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
All of Zerbinator's music and podcasts are under the Creative Commons license, which allows retelling and rebroadcasting as long as the author is notified and credited. For more great escape pods, please visit www.zerbinator.wordpress.com. If you would like to contact Zerbinatorland, you can send an email to instrumentally@gmail.com or give us a call at 571-408-ZERB or 9372.